everyone, welcome back. So many of my viewers have asked me to film an updated lash application tutorial, the do's and don'ts of applying false lashes. I love false lashes. I wear them in almost all of my videos. Why do I love false lashes so much? Well, it's pretty simple. I have very fine, sparse, blonde lashes. I have tried every mascara on the market from drugstore to high end, and most days I will just curl my lashes and apply mascara and leave it at that. However, when I'm on camera or when I have an event, I love to put on some falsies. I can apply false lashes faster than I can apply 2 to 3 coats of mascara. For this video, I am thrilled to say that I've partnered with Velour Lashes. I've been wearing Velour Lashes for years, ever since the brand launched. And the main reason why they are a top luxury lash brand for me is because I can actually get the amount of wears that they claim I should be able to get from these lashes for the cost. I actually can get 20 plus uses from one set of lashes. I love the variety of styles that Velour has. If you have small eyes or prefer a more natural look like I do, they have the Effortless collection. They have the Minimalist collection. And now I am proud to announce that they have just come out with their Vegan Luxe line. These lashes are made of a luxury vegan mink material that looks so real, you won't even be able to spot the difference. They come in 7 styles, retail for $27, and are available at Sephora. These lashes are handmade with the highest quality synthetic fibers to mimic the look and feel of mink. Velour Lashes uses an innovative lash curling process to achieve that really wispy look. These lashes are virtually weightless, they are super soft to the touch, and as I mentioned earlier, they will last up to 25 uses. And once again, you can purchase these lashes at Sephora. I will have the link in the description box. The style I have on now, which are the ones I'm going to be using in this demonstration, are called Secret Weapon. This is a fantastic everyday lash. It just gives a little oomph. I truly feel like lashes just take your whole look up a notch. So let's jump into the do's and don'ts of applying false lashes. Do choose a style that best suits your eye shape. If you have a downturned eye, you're going to want to choose lashes that wing up on the outer corners. That will give the eyes more of a lift. A lot of people with hooded eyes like to select a lash that is shorter on the outer corners and then is longer in the center to give the eyes a more open look. You also want to be careful if you have hooded eyes not to choose lashes that are too long because they will overpower your eyes and hit your eyebrows. You definitely don't want that. I really feel like this Vegan Luxe style Secret Weapon would be amazing for all eye shapes. Unless you already have really long lashes, then this probably won't be enough. You're going to want to choose a lash that's longer. If you have longer lashes and you want even more length, you have to look at obviously how long each of the lashes are. This Vegan Luxe style poker face would be a great choice for someone who already has long lashes but wants to take it up a notch, however still wants to look sort of natural. Do gently peel off the lashes using a lash gripping tool. You always want to pull from the outer corner because that is the part of the lash that you're most likely going to be trimming off. So if you do happen to mess up one of the outer lashes when you're pulling them off, you're probably going to be cutting off that section anyway. What you don't want to do is just use your fingers and really pull on that lash because you will most likely do a lot of damage to the lashes. Do not forget to trim the lashes to fit your eyes. I mentioned just a couple seconds ago about trimming the outer corners of the lash. This is a very, very important step. Far too often, I see people with their lashes hanging down far below this outer corner. You do not want that. You want to trim the lash to fit the width of your eye. I personally trim most of my lashes to be almost like a half lash or a 3/4 lash because my eyes are so small. And I don't like a lot of lash in the inner corner. I find it to be irritating. So every once in a while, depending on the style, I will trim off a few of those front pieces. But if you're using a lash specifically that goes from short to long, you don't want to cut off all of those short parts. You can cut off one or two, like I just said, but you really want to have that gradient. So you will want to cut off a little bit of the flare or the wispiness if it is a winged lash. What I will sometimes do is cut off one little cluster at the front and one little cluster at the end, and that will give me the perfect size for my lids. In fact, that is what I did today with these lashes. And then another thing that I'll do sometimes, because my eyes do turn down at the ends, I will cut it even a little bit shorter so that it doesn't even hit the far outer corner of my eye. Because when I smile, my eyes turn down and I don't want the lash ending up down here. So I will trim it to maybe just before my last clump of natural lashes. And for trimming my lashes, I cannot say enough good things about these lash trimming scissors from Velour. In the past, I didn't think that scissors made a difference, but they do. These are extra sharp. These will give you a super clean, precise trim every time. You do want to curl your lashes and apply a little bit of mascara prior to applying the falsies. Just one light coat of mascara will do the trick. If your lashes are sticking straight out like mine do, and you set a lash on top that has a little bit of a curl to it, and most do, you're going to see your natural lashes sticking out from below the lashes, if that makes sense. I personally don't like to curl the lashes in with my falsies once they're on, because I've often found that my lash curler, even if I clean it off, sometimes there's just a little bit of stickiness to it and it will catch on the lashes, or it'll catch on the mascara I used underneath and it will rip out some of the lashes. And that's something you don't want to do, especially if you're using a luxury, delicate lash. You don't want to be ripping out any of the hairs. So I recommend curling the lashes first, applying one light coat of mascara, and then once the lashes are on, you can pinch the lashes together using your lash tool. I will sometimes sort of curve it up so it gets even more lift. Don't apply your lashes right after you've applied the glue. That is one of the biggest mistakes people make. They put the glue on the lash and then they immediately try to place the lash on their lid. And it slides around and people get frustrated, it becomes messy, and then that's when I think a lot of you give up. So what you want to do is, once you've applied a very thin amount of glue, you definitely don't want to use too much. I'm not sure how well this is coming up on camera, but I did just the thinnest line of glue. You want to wait until that glue gets a little bit tacky. Typically that's between 30 to 60 seconds. Once the glue is tacky and you apply your lash, again using your lash tool, the lash is going to stick to your lid immediately. However, you do still have a couple of seconds to move the lash around. If you didn't quite get the placement right, there's still a little bit of time to move the lash down or over. I personally, after years of practice, can just pop lashes on with my fingers, but when I'm teaching someone else to apply them to themselves, I recommend placing the lash on the outer corner of the eye first, and then grabbing the inner corner and setting that down on the lash line. And the lash line is key. A lot of people ask me if you put it directly on the lashes or on the skin. It's always a difficult thing to explain, but you want to rest the lashes right on the area that your lashes grow out of your lid. You don't want the lash to rest entirely on your natural lashes. You want it to be about 80-20. 20% of the lash is hitting my natural lashes, but the rest of it is on my skin. I didn't use this product today because I wanted to keep my lids a little bit more natural so that you could see what I am doing in the demonstration. Velour now has Lash and Go, which is an eyeliner and lash adhesive hybrid. This is brilliant. You apply this like you would any liquid eyeliner. Again, you want to let it dry a little bit, but not too much. And then the lashes just pop right on. It's so easy. It's such an amazing tool. I don't know what took so long for something like this to arrive on the scene, but I'm so glad Velour has this. It is so good and so convenient and makes lash application so easy. Now, obviously, if you're someone who doesn't wear liquid liner, you want to just stick with using regular lash glue. But if you are someone that wears liquid liner and lashes, you definitely need to try this. Do remove the false lashes from your eyes gently. You do not want to tug. You do not want to get your eyes all wet with water. If you find them difficult to remove, I never have any issues just removing my false lashes with my fingers. But some people do like to dip a Q-tip in a little makeup remover and run it along the lash line first to make removal even easier. In all the years that I've been wearing falsies several times per week, I have never had an issue with my lashes falling out upon removal of my falsies. I am very, very gentle with the removal, and then I always put the lashes back into their case so that they stay in great condition so that I can reuse them over and over. You also do want to remove the glue very gently. I just use my fingers, but I hold the lash very, very tightly, and I just gently pull off the glue. And finally, don't give up. Please don't give up. Use all of the tips and tricks I've shown you here today, and I promise you that after just a couple of tries, you are going to be a pro false eyelash wearer. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to leave them for me in the comments. I will try to answer as many as I can. Hopefully I've covered everything in this video. I want to once again thank Velour Lashes for partnering with me on this video. Again, all of the products will be linked in the description box. And as always, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button. I do upload new videos at least twice per week. You can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter under the same username, Risa Does Makeup. Thank you again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.